Yeah, this is probably the most documented historical fact that we can bring to bear. I mean, it's been confirmed, hundreds of times and maybe thousands of times. Right? Going back, my God, to the ancient world. So I don't think there's any doubt about it. And the implication of Thatcher in this stuff, and we can go back to the cases now in the United States, right? The various stunts that have been done. And as time goes on, you get more and more background. So certainly, if there's terrorism, look to the intelligence agencies, because that's the matrix.
Our guest is Webster Griffin Tarpley. We'll look at the geopolitical front. Then we're going to get a little bit more into eugenics and then some solutions. And I promise, next week, Webster Tarpley, full hour on nothing but solutions. But things are moving so fast, they could stage a terror attack before the next time he's on. We got to cover this. In the last 30 minutes of the show, I'm also going to break down the incredible success of the Obama poster campaign. Hey, I'm flattered. Cindy Sheehan was listening to the show when I was talking about Webster. I don't know if Webster's really involved. I talked to him the other day. Talked to him Sunday. Talked to him yesterday, and he said, I'm trying to get Cindy Sheehan to go confront Obama. We need to fund her. We need to get behind her. And here I'm doing Tarpley invitations while he's on with us. We love Tarpley around here because I see him so much. He's in the last Obama film. I've known him for years. He's in the new Obama film. So I look at Tarpley every day. We interview him all the time. He's kind of like a little mascot, our little Leonardo da Vinci of the Liberty Movement here at the office. I have another nickname for Tarpley, but he... Anyways, Tarpley,
Alex, if I may, just one thing, just a correction. Cindy Sheehan is going because she decided to go. I simply had gotten an email saying that she wanted to go and that she wanted to assemble the prerequisites. So I was simply reporting that. So this is all coming from her.
Okay, great. Yeah, because I talked to you during a 1 minute part of a break when you were on with Burma. So I just heard you saying, get Sheehan, support her, get her to go to wherever Obama's vacationing. And I was like, okay, but pointless to argue about that. The point is she's coming on in 10 minutes for 5 minutes with you, Webster. The issue is she's listening right now.
Wonderful. And again, let me say, the credit all goes to her. Nothing to do with me.
Okay, well, nobody cares about that. That's fine, Webster.
Although I welcome it. I think everybody, let me call now, everybody should support this. Everybody should go support her. It's a wonderful thing. And this is now if you want to somehow break into this, right-wing polarization that you're talking about in the earlier part, right? The idea of using the demonization of conservatives or whoever they are, right? People that are considered right-wingers. Then the obvious way to do that is the rebirth of the peace movement and people that would generally be considered leftists, because this is harder to demonize, and that's what I've always said, is that attacks against Obama coming from his left are much more effective than the kind of stuff you've seen.
Well, that's why the Obama deception, Webster, is so important, is because it doesn't attack from the left or right. It attacks from common sense, populist, constitutionalist, and shows how both parties are controlled by these corrupt banks. And then the partisanship all ends, and people instantly break their conditioning. But look, she's coming up next segment in about 15 minutes. So I want to get into the second front opening up against Herr Obama then. Right now, we were talking about false flag, the ace in the hole that the establishment has to play on us. You were talking about outside the country. What geopolitical regions are we looking at? Central Asia, Middle East, Europe? Where will the establishment stage terror next?
Well, it's obviously anybody's guess, but if we look at Afghanistan, the big operation by Obama right now is the massive escalation of the war in Afghanistan, and he's put a guy in there, General McChrystal, who is someone who is certified to have created a network of torture chambers across Iraq. When you think of Obama's rhetoric in running for president, it makes this whole thing extremely laughable, really a bitter, macabre irony. So Obama's hand-picked commander to go into Afghanistan, replacing the previous general, who was simply McKiernan, who was simply thrown out, right, very brusquely, and a lot of people in the Pentagon very angry about that, the way it was done. This guy's a special forces utopian, so that means that he's into doing things like working with the Taliban, working with Al-Qaeda, working with various warlords and so forth. The danger there, of course, is that with the 10-year war perspective and the losses that are now escalating, some countries may want to drop out. How could you stop them from dropping out? Well, you could, for example, if the British are about to drop out, then maybe some staged event regarding Britain could
replay of 7/7. The British
like this, right,
are about to pull out at Glen Eagles. Boom. Go ahead.
And continental Europe also. So that would be one opportunity. The other thing would be if the breakup of Pakistan is taking too long, then something involving a group that advertises itself as coming from inside Pakistan, and they have them right now. The Taliban are basically Pashtunistan. That's one of the components of Pakistan. And then you have Baluchistan, right? In Baluchistan, they have this Jundullah. So Jundullah comes on the scene. That's a U.S.-British run operation, and therefore you can go into Pakistan based on that. Or how about Sudan, right? There's a lot of bad blood. General Bashir, the head of state, has been indicted by the International Criminal Court, but the entire African Union has rejected the International Criminal Court as a bunch of racists and colonialists. So if you want to get something started there, maybe a Sudanese terrorist would suit the bill.
Webster Tarpley, stay there. We'll come back, get into Obama's plunging approval ratings, then we'll talk about the peace activist second front, Obama's left flank.